Alright guys, it's John and Ryan again.
Day two.
Day two, day of the big snowstorm on the East Coast here. What we're going to be doing today is installing the rock sliders on our Polaris Razor 1000S. Again, these were provided by a company in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I realized yesterday in the video I didn't name the company, so I'm going to fix that mistake today and say the company's name is Ziegler Motorsports. You can find them on the internet. They were great people to deal with, and so let's go ahead and get started.
They look weird right
So these are Polaris's rock sliders, all bubble wrapped up. And they're the Spectra orange, and see if I can get out of this bright light, but they're stamped with Polaris. So, all right guys, so now here's the rock slider. So now you got to make up these plugs. I laid out all the parts for this side. These are rubber caps for at the end. This is, they call it the wedge. And then here's the threaded expansion tube. You're going to need a bolt, the washer, then the expansion tube. And then you'll need a threaded wedge that will go on the end of that. First step, they want you to set this rock slider on here and make sure it fits. All right, so the holes in the frame lined up, it fits good. That hole's there, that hole's there, and that hole's there. So now, I'm going to put the threaded assembly that I made. I thread the wedge on the back side. No need to make it tight. Just getting it started. So here is the bolt. Take the washer over the bolt. Take the expansion tube over that. But on this expansion tube, if you look at it, you see it has flat sides. See how the hole is oval? Those flat sides have to line up with the flat sides in the hole. Like that. So it'll slip all the way through. Take your bolt, drop it in the hole. Then this is the tricky part because you gotta roll it over. Take your threaded wedge. The threaded wedge also has flat sides. So you're gonna start threading it on. Then when you get down to where it's close to touching the anchor, you have to line the flat side of the wedge up with the flat side of the hole. Then I take my 13mm socket and I snug up the wedge. I noticed something wrong in this hole and I'll have to fix it. So I'm going to clean out the weld where it's dripped in this hole. So if this happens to you, I just took a Dremel with a grinding wheel So I just cleaned that where the weld was dripped, and there was a drip over here. So now my washer will lay flat in there. All right, now it's time with these plugs in here. You gotta line the holes up and put it in place. In tight against the rock slider and tight against the frame, and start to snug it up. Once it's snug, it won't go anywhere. All right, once you got it in tight, go ahead and snug these bolts down. All right, then you're going to take your torque wrench, which is set to 20 foot-pounds. So that's what they recommend. Snug them the rest of the way up. It's hard to hear, but it actually is clicking. Go ahead and do that for the rest of the bolts. They have these rubber stoppers that go in the holes. Once you put those in the other 3 holes, your install is complete. And these ain't going anywhere.